fill out that manifold before you make a call. Manifolds look good to me. No. Look at this shit. These fucking racist ass gay cockroach looking police officers pulled up behind me as soon as I left the restaurant. Oh shit. Can't turn that. So I have to turn here. This is the second time I've been here. Go fuck yourself! So, people are still using technology to talk to me, and they're telling me, you remember the last time you were at that location when the police showed up at that same intersection? So, when these officers are using technology to stalk you, and then to pull in right behind you, and to terrorize you. It's called intimidation. Police intimidation. That's what it's called. They use police officers to pull up behind you and then intimidate you. And right up ahead to the left is another cop. So then they stalk you. They circle. It's called circling. Go fuck yourself! They circle you to terrorize you. You have a great experience. they try to get you to have a bad experience. So I went and had a very good breakfast at a restaurant, and when I left that restaurant, this racist, no, not racist, they're gay. The gay community hates people who have a great time and they aren't having sex with gay people. So if you are demonstrating a lot of energy, or you're showing energy to people, the gay community hates it. They feel like they have to control all the energy in society. So if you're the type of person that naturally gives off energy, makes other people feel good, makes lots of people feel comfortable, the gay community thinks you ought to belong to them. So I gave lots of energy at the restaurant I was just at, and a way to take that energy away is to use something that's threatening or frightening. So scare the person or to take the experience you just had away from you. So you use a police officer. So use a police officer to terrorize someone who just had a very good experience. Who just had a very good experience. Who the fuck? They just told me my left ear, people are trying to kill you because you have these good experiences. So if that police officer hadn't shown up, somebody else would have shown up to kill you, because you were having a good experience and you were not having sex with gay people at the same time. So it's a death threat. Don't show people energy. Don't show people you're well behaved. Don't show people energy. Anything positive, unless you're having sex with gay people. And since I'm not having sex with gay people, it's their culture. They're willing to murder people for the culture they believe in. People who show energy have to have sex with gay people if they're in American society. So, I showed energy. I had a positive experience, and when I left the restaurant, a police officer pulled up behind me. And that's the stalking harassment on behalf of the gay community that I keep seeing. And they're telling me in my left ear, if that didn't happen, somebody would have tried to kill you. Because you are being positive and you're not having sex with gay people. You aren't gay. No one is controlling your decisions. So that's a lie. So the police officer should have shown up in front of the person they thought would have been violent towards me. Whoever was nearby that should not have been nearby. That's where the police officer should have shown up. They should have shown up, in my view, they should have shown up in view of the person that planned to do something harmful to me. And look, here's another police officer. He's one car behind me. Can you see that, you guys? You can't see it now. This Lexus is blocking the cop. But that's the stalking behavior I was talking about. Now you can see him. Now you see? This is the stalking gay community harassment I keep seeing from police officers for the gay community. You see? You see it? Now he's hiding. He's trying to hide himself from view. From my car, the camera's view. But that's what I'm talking about. The constant harassment. Usually when I get to this intersection, there's a cop nearby. There's a police officer nearby who drives through this intersection from here to there. They're excusing the behavior by saying there's a hospital over there. But every single time I come to this intersection, there shouldn't be a police officer or a paramedic at that intersection. So there you go. There's the cockroach. There's the cockroach. Go fuck yourself! There's this E1630, this stalking cockroach. And now he's pacing the car next to you. If you're a cop, what I meant by pacing is you stop focusing on driving. You start focusing on what somebody next to you is doing. So that's called, look, he's pacing right now. He's monitoring me. I'm suspicious that he's monitoring me at the moment. And that's what you call pacing. So the cop isn't following traffic, is not keeping up with traffic. He slows down. See, he just sped up. He's speeding up now. He's catching up to traffic. So when police officers slow down and they're not keeping up with traffic, they're pacing somebody nearby. There's a car in the vicinity that the officer is pacing. And at that moment, the police officer was using the mirrors to pace a car nearby. So he's watching a vehicle somewhere in the vicinity using his rear view mirror or his passenger or driver mirror. And they're trying to find a fault or to take energy from me because I just demonstrated lots of positive energy where I was. So like I just said, the gay community hates that. When someone who has lots of energy, very positive, and very easily liked, is not gay. So when you show energy to the public, and the gay community has no part in that energy, they get upset. So they send people to harass you, to ruin your experiences, to teach you that part of life is having sex with gay people. And if you're living life to the fullest and you're not having sex with someone who's gay, they will find a way to harass you. Like sending police officers who support the gay community to stalk you and to look for a reason to take some of that energy you have from you. So to hurt your feelings. So you just show lots of energy, and when that happens, there are lots of people. The only way to hurt someone like that is to take that energy from them. So take some money from them. Punish them for driving incorrectly. Or if they don't drive incorrectly, you can make it look like do something they don't like. Something they really don't like stalking and harassment. These are two things you know this person doesn't like. Do something about it. And now that you know that he's doubled down, now that you know he doesn't like it and he complained about it, do it again and see how he responds. See if after you do it for a second time, the person responds with violence. Just go and see if this person tries to do something violent because they complained, and you know they complained. Do it again. Do it to them one more time to see how they respond, if they respond with violence. And that's what these stalking police officers just did. They use technology to stalk you wherever you're trying to go, wherever you go, and to make sure they see you at the right time. They stalk you. It's a stalking behavior. And it's possible to do with technology implants. You can stalk somebody and harass them. And they think because nobody does anything, nobody can catch them, they can continue to do it infinitely. But the Americans can still tell. So you still tell that this bad thing happened to you. You still have the right to tell your history. Tell of the harassment that you're suffering or the felonious behavior. So the stalking is a felony, and that's a felonious crime. So you can still tell, even though no one did anything, is helping you or deciding to do something about the stalking that you're dealing with, especially by police officers, to scare you, to intimidate you, to take energy from you, or to hope that energy is taken from you. That's what they're hoping for. They're hoping that you say or do something in response to the stalking and harassment from police officers that lead to you being arrested. That's what they hope for. And they're doing it on behalf of a gay person who's mad that you are demonstrating value without having sex with gay people, or having sex with gay people, or proving that you need to be controlled by somebody else in order to be positive. And that's upsetting. That makes that person look like a liar. So since you took energy from him, well, the lie energy built up off a lie, since you took that energy from him, they want to take energy from you. But they have to cheat to do it. They have to harass you. They have to stalk you. They have to intimidate you to steal energy from you. And then lie and say that your life is in danger. If we don't show up and stalk you when you leave somewhere, people will know that you're being harassed. There's another cop or someone appearing to be a police officer driving like a retard. Go fuck yourself! Driving like an idiot. So that's the stalking, harassment technology, by use of technology implants that the local gay community is doing. Oh, local and far away. There are celebrities and politicians and people I used to know all over the country who are constantly watching and seeing everything that I do and critiquing my personality, my life choices at all times using implants. And when I show good qualities, they want to do something to criticize those qualities, or to cut into the character I'm demonstrating. And they use police officers to harass, stalk, and abuse someone, and while they're trying to be a decent society member. And police, everyone knows that when police officers pull up behind you, they subconsciously are searching. Well, they subconsciously look for excuses to turn their lights on and pull you over. That's a subconscious thought that lots of police officers have. They're always looking out for traffic issues. Anything you do traffic-wise that you're not supposed to do. Any traffic issue, anything traffic related that you're not supposed to do. And the drivers who are in front of police officers are also very self-conscious about a police officer driving behind them. Everybody gets self-conscious because we know occasionally we make mistakes, but we don't know if police officers are going to be considerate of those mistakes. Like, I know that's not everybody makes that silly mistake where they move to the left a little bit, or they drive 5 miles over the speed limit, or they drive a little bit slower than other people. So now these people with their silly driving habits are self-conscious about this police officer driving behind them, which makes driving even harder for most people, or we just don't like it. So we try to get away from anything that makes us uncomfortable, which would be a police officer 1 inch off your driving so close to your bumper you can't see their license plate. So the police officer who first got behind me after I left the restaurant was so close to my bumper that I could not see her license plate. And that's called intimidation. That's called intimidation and harassment. And you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to intimidate the drivers in front of you, or they was literally tailgating. But since she's a cop, no one's gonna punish her for that. And no one's gonna think twice because of the respect we're supposed to hold for law enforcement, which in theory, well, in reality, is very very important. Law enforcement are supposed to control energy. That's gravity. They have a higher authority in physics. Gravity has the highest authority in physics. It controls that controls reality. So law enforcement is supposed to control the reality of our nation to maintain law and order, to maintain that gravity controls all energy. So we hold respect for law enforcement because they have an important position. This officer did something she wasn't supposed to do. As a law enforcement officer, she started following too closely. And that's intimidating. But no one's going to say anything because law enforcement is so valuable. If we start to criticize law enforcement, it's like we're criticizing the most important aspect of our society, are the people who maintain our reality of freedom and strength inside America. And this person decided to get up as a cop, wake up, go to work as a police officer, but be herself, be the person she is, who's not a police officer, someone in the gay community, someone who supports gay people, someone who supports terrorizing people because they won't have sex with gay people, or they demonstrate good character in the public and they're not having sex with gay people. So that's what those officers were doing. They were stalking and harassing someone because they refused to have sex with gay people. And my job is to keep telling. Until somebody helps. Someone just said, until when? For what purpose? And I said, until somebody helps, or just to maintain history. Just to maintain an accurate history. History can only be as accurate as the records that were kept, or the reality, the truth that was told. Well, the records that were kept. Perception is another issue, but the record is this guy keeps seeing cops everywhere he goes. Everywhere he goes, police officers keep showing up. That's reality. And if you want to lie about the perception of why he keeps seeing police officers, go for it. But reality is he keeps seeing them. And that's harassment. For one person to continue to see that kind of the police officers over and over again, it diminishes, it interferes with their life, their pursuit of happiness. Because they're not supposed to see the same images over and over and over again. No one's supposed to see repetitive images. That's almost like your life is someone is controlling the things you can see and can't see. And they're using as many people in the community to help them make sure you see a pattern, or a pattern of behavior, or a pattern of response from the community you live with, the community you're in. So I'm going to keep telling, and I'm going to keep telling, and trying to keep track of history, or keep track of reality as well as I possibly can. And hopefully someone hears what I have to say and gets these people in trouble. Go fuck yourself. They're talking to me right now in my ears saying, well, you don't know, you think you're so smart, telling all these things about reality and keeping track of history and maintaining or telling